Good afternoon, everyone. 5 to 3 in the afternoon. Can't really hear any music. Thank the Lord. Sunday. Right, yesterday. I've already got a video. It's not uploaded yet. Looks like they've been cutting trees. So looks like someone wants a bit of timber and he's tidying his little bit of land up. So what happened yesterday? Just a moment. I think that's okay. Looks a little bit, the phone looks a little bit, but it should be okay. Right, the sun's come out now. If I'd have known, I'd have worn my heart. So, wait a moment. So what happened yesterday is we went to Mercia, 8 o'clock in the morning. The tyre on the bike, so the back motorbike tyre, could feel, you know, you hit a little bump like this, look. So you hit a little pebble like that. And I could actually hear it banging on the side of the tyre, on the side of the wheel. And I thought, oh, we're low on air. You know, my puncture's back. So, you know, I knew it was losing air. Anyway, by the time we got to Mercia, we got a flat tyre. And that was it. You know, you'll actually see it in the video I actually upload before this. Now I asked the guy how much would a tyre cost. Ouch. So what he said was, this is where we are, look. That's the Canlan volcano. I'm going to have a walk around the rice fields. Right, so about 1,600 pesos plus. So call it 1.5 to about 1.18, depending on where you go, so to speak. You know, and it's a rare tyre. Well, what it is, a lot of people here in the Philippines, they don't have the money to actually buy, you know, a branded tyre. So they don't have the money to buy a tyre from Yamaha. They buy a brand new bike. They don't have the money to buy the helmet. You know, it's just that hard. It can be very hard out here when you haven't got the money. So, you know, that was it. Went to Mercia, I went to pull into the petrol station, crossed the road, and that was it. Guy sat there, only a young lad I think, and he blew the tyre up. And by the time I got across the road, so by the time I got to them trees there, it was flat again. So we were in big trouble really. Right, I'm going to have to stand in shade because sun's come back out. Now there's a snake here somewhere. So, should be okay. Can't see him. So I know there's a snake here. Right, so I'll have a walk around the fields in a moment. And there's a poisonous snake as well. So, like I said, can't see him if he's there. Hopefully he sees us and he goes. Right, so that's it guys, you know, big problems. Right, I had a message the other day, yesterday. I had a look on my YouTube studio, got a message, you know, got 1 or 2 messages, and one of the messages was, it was a guy actually, and I think the message goes something like this. Hi, hello, I subscribe to your channel. You'll see me always looking. Right, I'm looking because, like I said, I do not know what's on the floor. And it's hot. So, you know, it's not very hot. And it's a good time for a snake to go in the sun, warm up. Then he'll come back into the shade. And then he'll just go in the banking. Or just go in a rat hole, or he'll go in one of these bankings here. So like I said, I'm not really worried about a snake, to be honest. I'm sure I'll meet some more along the way, so to speak. Right, so hi, hello, I subscribe to your channel, you know, and how can a guy like you live, if I got it correctly, live in the province? Well, you know, I'm the type of guy actually that can live anywhere, you know. I can live anywhere with a little food. I can live anywhere with a little money, right? Don't get me wrong, you know. I like to succeed in life. I like to have a nice little bit of money. You know, I like a nice car, nice motorbike. I like nice things. So, you know, but I'm also very, very capable, you know, basically being able to live on 1 or 2 meals a day and just listening for music. And basically I can actually live anywhere in the world on a tiny bit of money, but don't get me wrong, it's not much fun, okay? And that's not the plan. So I'm the type of guy that can live anywhere in the Philippines. I can live in the province, I can live with a little food, I can live with a tiny little bit of money, and I can carry on like that, you know, till something comes along and I can actually make some money. Now, I'm here in the Philippines and it's a big struggle. Day to day is a big struggle. We live on about 600 pesos a week. And I am quite a tough guy. I'm very, very tough, right? I'm quite a tough guy. So a lot of people tell me, and so a lot of people. Now, look, you can say, you know, you can actually say what you want. I am a very tough person, and a lot of people say I can't do what you can do. And I can do quite a lot of things what other people cannot do. And that's just the way I am. And I'm not saying it's much fun, it's not much fun. And you know, you'll always get some, let me get back in here at it, son. You always get some person, you know, that's got a lot of negativity to actually chat. And, you know, I don't really listen to you guys that are negative. You know, I just think, well, you've probably never experienced much in your life and you've probably got a sad life. You know, that's to you hateful people. So, you know, carry on with your hateful comments. It's your time. And I just laugh at you. And that's something else I've developed over years. Over years and years, I've developed to be tough. I've developed to ignore people. You know, I know how to treat people. You know, I'm smart. You know, I'm smart. You know, quite smart. I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. There's a lot of clever, smart people out there. But a lot of you clever, smart people, you know, you cannot do this. You have to have a comfort zone. You just couldn't do this because, you know, a couple of days you'd be crying, you'd want to go home. You wouldn't be able to live on 600 pesos a week. And it's not much fun, but it's something I can actually do. That's how I can live here in the Philippines. I can live anywhere. I can live in a jungle. I can live in a village. But like I said, you know, if you've got money, for me, if I have a little bit of money, I'm talking about 1,000 pesos a day. You know, if I'd got a nice, good bit of money, it's a good life. But when you're on such a low budget, it's not much fun at all. It's very, very hard, to be honest, guys. So, you know, actually, when I actually do go back to England, it's going to be very, very hard when I go back to England. You know, no money, but the thing is in England, now this phone's looking very, very dark. And it's not the best phone. Hopefully this video turns out okay, because I don't like to waste my time, you know, chatting. So, you know, when I get back to England, as I have said in lots of previous videos, you know, it's going to be very hard, but I can work. And where will you live? You ain't got money. You know, I keep hearing all this. Where will you live? You haven't got the money. Stop your negative way of thinking, okay? Your negative people, your negative way of thinking. I can understand this in a positive way, you know. Some of you guys are very positive and very good, you know. Hi Paul, where will you live? And, you know, if it's very hard, maybe I can help. I love all that. That's really nice, positive. But, you know, you've got a lot of people with this bad, negative energy. And they're just negative people that never do a lot in life. You know, just lie and tell everyone, well, you know, we were going to buy us own house and we were going to do this, and you've never done it. You just lie. But, you know, for you guys that actually are very positive, and, you know, what will you do when you get back to England, Paul, and all the rest on it? thanks for the great comments, and thanks for the help, you know, because you do lift, you can lift people. So it's very hard, to be honest, living here in the Philippines. But I'm a positive person. I get up in the morning and I can still smile, and I can still have a laugh and walk around even though I'm poor. And as you've noticed, I do not worry. That's the difference. I do not worry about anything. Right, so if you said tomorrow, you know, for instance, you've got a mortgage on an house and, you know, you're £10,000 on this house and you've got a week to pay this house, right? You'd worry, wouldn't you, if bank were going to come and take your house away. You didn't pay your poll tax. You know, you didn't pay your poll tax for 5 years and they're coming to take your house. You own your house, but you haven't paid your poll tax, so you don't really own your house. Really, in England, do you, to be honest? And you owe this money, so they're coming to take your house in 1 week. A lot of you guys would panic. You know, you'd be panicking, and I won't panic. I'm not the type of person that worries. I don't panic, I don't worry. You know, I understand the situation. You know, let's put it in another way so people understand. You're going to die when you get older. If you're lucky, you get older, you have a nice life, you know, on your travels. You have a nice life. You get to 80-year-old, 90-year-old, you've had a good life. You're still quite healthy and fit. You know, you're going to die. There's no way around it. Now, I actually know quite a lot of people are afraid, they fear to die. But what you understand, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. We're all going to die when we get older, you know, and there's nothing we can actually do about it, whether we're rich or poor, okay. But it's just one of them facts, and it's pointless worrying about it. And you know, a lot of things when I was actually in England, this is what I heard a lot of. Oh, are you insured? Did you get insured? You know, well, no, I didn't. Why should I get insured? What do I want to spend all this money on insurance for? Well, what happens if you die? You might get killed, you might pass away. Well, so what? You know, if I get killed or I pass away, if I actually go out on the motorbike and I get killed, so what? You know, dig an hole, throw me in the hole, chuck some soil over the top of me, and I'll either go up or I'll go down, so what? You know, a lot of you people have this fear, and a lot of you people are brainwashed. And you're brainwashed through TV, you're brainwashed through things like people going, oh, you ought to get insured, you know. Well, what about your wife? What about your kids? What about this? What about that? You need to be insured, but you've got my point. Now, if you're insured for $1 million and, you know, you do get killed, you know, you're out on your bike and you're enjoying it, bang, you get killed, and your wife and your kids get $1 million, fantastic. That's all nice and good, and it's good to get insured, but, you know, this is all a lot of times. It's either me that's around fools or the wrong people, which I don't have any friends in England. I honestly have about 3 friends in England, maybe 4 friends. So I have 1 or 2 good friends in England, but I don't have any friends. But I actually do have 3 or 4 friends, you know. 1 or 2 I met on Facebook, you know, and I haven't seen them for sorry, not Facebook, YouTube, through my YouTube videos. 1 or 2 I met through my YouTube videos. And like I said, so I don't have many friends, but, you know, there's always this fear mentality, isn't there? You know, oh, we better get insured. Well, you know, I might pop my clogs tomorrow, you know, and it's all this type of thing. And I used to think, wow, you know, where you think is. And then you're on about other people's money. Well, he's got all this money, you know, what will he do when he passes away, you know, and they want that money. Before I even pass away, if I'm a wealthy guy, I can guarantee this. If I'm a wealthy guy, which at the moment I'm a very poor guy, I can guarantee you, but there'll be somebody he's actually chatting about your money and you passing away and wanting your money before you pass away. You know, it's quite a crazy. It's just quite a crazy. It's a crazy world full of crazy people. Don't get me wrong, a lot of you guys have got good families, a lot of you guys have got bad families. So you guys, you know, you'll have some good families, you're around a lot of nice people. That's the way to go, you know. So, you know, a lot of you guys will understand what I'm actually saying. So how can I live here in the Philippines? Well, like I said, I can easily live here in Philippines, you know. If I've got a bit of money, I can live here very comfortably. But I'm on very low. I'm on less money than a Filipino. I'm very poor. And, you know, just 600 pesos a week is like, I don't know, what's that, five, 6, 7, 8 quid a week? It's just crap. It's just no good. And I'm still working. Well, what work are you doing? I'm YouTubing actually, guys. So I do YouTube and I do TikTok. And I know for a fact, because I'm actually monetized now, but I don't get any money because I cannot monetize my channel till I get back to England. And as you know, no Philippines bank account, no telephone number, you know, I've just got no rights here in the Philippines. For me to be monetized, I need to be in England. I need to have a bank account, which I've got in England. You know, I need to have a P45, you know, for my tax, because YouTube has to pay tax. So if I get paid off YouTube, I have to pay tax. So, you know, without me going into it too much, you understand what I'm chatting about. Now, I was going to walk round the rice fields, but the sun's out and it's quite vicious, this sun. So that's how I can actually live here in the Philippines. You know, it's very hard. So that's what we live on. And you know, we've got the dogs, so we've got 2 dogs to feed. And we got the dogs dumped on us, we didn't ask for the dogs. So, you know, we live on less. We probably live on less than 500 pesos a week because we have to put petrol in the bike. Now we gets on the bike. You know, the motorbike is our lifeline. We're 5 kilometres away from town, right? And that's how we have to go to town. We go day on, day off, day on, day off. That's how we go to town to buy a little bit of food. Jovially might go to her mama's for an hour or two and mostly shopping, you know, for a little shop. And like I said, thank God to 1 or 2, right, 1 or 2, mostly 1 now, that actually does support us, supports me. And thank God, like I said, God bless. So, you know, if you can spare a penny, you know, please help support in the way of $1. You know, $1, a penny, please help support, because we need the support. And I don't get paid off YouTube. One day I'll get paid off YouTube. And like I said, when I've got plans when I get back to England. So, you know, might come and get some of this rice straw. That's actually rice straw. So that's what I probably do, guys, you know. I just have to wait till I get back to England. And, you know, you've got friends, haven't you, you know. So your friends, your so-called friends, you know, that's what I said to you, never tell people your plans. Because your so-called friends, which are very hard to find, you know, just very hard to find really good friends. And, you know, I have actually met quite a few. I have met 1 or 2 really nice guys here in the Philippines. And at least one guy he's a nice guy from London, you know, which it were nice to bump into him and say hello. But, you know, they've got private life, so I don't really chat about them. So that's their private life. But never tell people your dreams, because if if you're in England, for instance, you're in England and you say, well, I'm going to go to the Philippines and I'm going to build an house in Philippines and maybe I'll find a nice girl, woman, and I'll get married and maybe I'll have kids. You know, now when people start laughing at that and you're a joke, you know, oh, he'll never go to the Philippines, he'll never do this, he'll never do that. When you're a joke and people start to laugh at this, they're not your friends. You know, they're not supporting you. Yeah, and worst ones will probably be your family. You'll be a joke to your family, you know, so it's up to you who you trust. And over time you'll learn who to trust or not to trust. So that's how I can actually live here in the Philippines. I can actually live here in the Philippines because I'm quite a tough cookie. So that's it. You know, there's wood there. If you've got fruit on the trees, you can eat the fruit off the trees, you know, hopefully. So, you know, whether you've got a few chickens, you've got eggs. No, we don't have chickens. Now, a big mistake for me was moving too far from town. Little bit of advice if you move into the Philippines, do not move more than 2 kilometres from a town or a village. Right, ideally no more than 1 kilometre, 2 kilometres. Don't move, it's your choice, it's your choice. If you're a very, very rich guy, you can move where the hell you like, you know. So, but you know, if you've got an average budget, buy an house at least a kilometre, 2 kilometres from town. Then if you have a motorbike or you have a four-wheel drive, it breaks down, at least you can walk to town to buy food. You know, if you're in a similar situation to me. Now, if I had the money and I was to come back to the Philippines, what would I do? What was different? I'd buy an house close to town, definitely, no ifs or buts, no more than 2 kilometres, and I would buy a nice piece of land and I would stick the house in the middle of the land so I could walk around the house, and I'd got plenty of land, and I would farm. I would actually farm some of that land and I'd have chickens, so I'd do things quite differently. So, you know, this is how we actually learn. And, you know, so that's how I can actually, I hope this has addressed the comment. You know, that's how I can live in the Philippines. But I do actually want to go back to England now, guys, and I'm trying to do something in the process. Now, I've tried to contact British Consulate, British Embassy. I'm waiting for a reply. If I don't get a reply, I'm going to go into College City to immigration, and I'm going to say, look,